Who could have seen this coming? Don Lemon's fall from primetime CNN to a struggling YouTuber is a lesson on its own, but even Joe Rogan couldn't believe how increasingly erratic Don is becoming in a bid to get attention. And this time, well, it feels like Don Lemon is finally getting a taste of America's true political reality with these street interviews and the distrust of the media that exists. As always, be sure to subscribe and take a look for yourself before we dive in.
You seen this crazy interview where Don Lemon interviews some dude on the street?
No.
You haven't seen this?
No.
It's so funny because Don Lemon's doing like these on the street interviews, and he's talking to this guy about the news, and the guy is essentially telling Don Lemon, like, I don't trust all these sources you're saying. He's like, look, here it is, Washington Post. I forget what the subject was, but he got Don Lemon to say, I don't listen to mainstream news either.
What?
Yeah. Play this. Play this from the beginning because this is so crazy.
Who is the real president-elect, do you think?
Donald Trump won, I believe.
Democratic lawmakers in Washington are calling Elon Musk President Musk now, and they're saying Donald Trump is the vice president or the head of communications.
What's? Wait a second. No one said that.
Really? Have you not watched and paid attention to the news?
Absolutely not. I'm paying attention to what I'm doing during my day so I can try and get a better life ahead.
Okay, do you have your phone with you?
I do.
Why don't you Google right now?
Yes, tell me.
President Musk and see what comes up.
No. But that's already a loaded question, you realize.
Tell me, give me the sources.
Axios, Business Insider.
Oh.
We don't trust
Keep
any
going,
of these. The
keep
common
going,
man doesn't
keep
trust
going,
any of this.
keep going.
ABC News,
Oh,
Washington
keep
Post,
going.
New York
So
Times,
what?
Oh, keep going.
The Atlantic.
Oh!
I don't trust any of these.
Oh!
I don't trust any of them.
Okay.
I don't trust any of these. We're the common man. We don't trust any of these. No one trusts the government. No one trusts the common news. We don't trust any of that anymore.
Well,
Independent news, we are the ones that own the news now. People trust me. They don't trust MSNBC because I can't be actually one of them.
I can't disagree with you.
Okay.
Because
I
get a lot of people coming to me saying, I only watch, I don't watch corporate media anymore.
Right.
Oh, he said a lot of people coming to him. I misunderstood. I got a hard on when I saw that.
Dude, that is incredible.
Well, that guy just geniusly broke down
Yeah.
this illogical assumption that because it's on these accepted sources, it must
Right.
be true.
Right.
Like, oh, he's President Musk. Maybe we have the good guy super genius on our side. And this idea that he's doing it for money, hey, you half-wits, he has all the money.
Yeah.
He has more money than anybody.
Right.
He's simultaneously running multiple businesses that are at the peak, the cutting edge of technology.
Sure. And
Shut the up and let him cook.
And guess what? Don Lemon unironically posted this clip on his social media thinking it makes him look good, but instead it has unleashed a wave of online trolling for the bubble he apparently lives in. Not getting the message from ordinary Americans despite falling from primetime CNN to a struggling YouTuber, that's posting pretty unimpressive numbers. Not just that, the idea that he'd ask this person to Google something like President Musk, that he knows is a taunt made up by the Democratic Party against Donald Trump, shows you the kind of confirmation bias that exists in his journalism itself. And by the way, the person he's interviewing isn't just some guy on the street. He's Will John, a very vocal citizen journalist online with hundreds of thousands of followers on TikTok and numbers on YouTube that Don Lemon could only hope to get on his own channel or even during his time on CNN. And can you blame the general public for just tuning out of the mainstream media to instead follow these online citizen journalists and commentators? Make sure to subscribe. At least they come from among the people and don't talk down to them. Please, if they have political biases, they announce them up front instead of feigning impartiality that we all know these legacy media hosts and pundits don't possess. Speaking of which, Don Lemon has been in the news lately for a totally unhinged, profanity-laden rant against Trump supporters that got everyone wondering if he's even okay for acting so out of character and out of touch.
Oh my gosh, I love this. Now you're finding out, you dumb idiots. Now you're just figuring this shit out. You're so stupid and you deserve it. You deserve it because you're so dumb. Jim, it's hypocrisy. So go with me here. Yes, I am gloating over your stupidity and how you were taken. I'm cackling in Kamala, says in Shanta. You have been co-opted because you're in a cult and you don't even realize it because you have stupid MAGA brain and you don't get it. How stupid and dumb are you?
Is this the guy that claimed to be objective even when he was back on CNN? What's worse is that he's even failing in the world of online journalism because he apparently fails to understand that you can't just import that same hostile interrogative interview style and scripted questions in online media, as you do in legacy media. You need more than just standing on the street with a mic to be accepted and trusted by the people. You need authenticity and genuinely be willing to hear people out when they tell you something. What do we get instead? Watch Don Lemon go around asking people who they support and why, only to end up lecturing every single person he interviews and telling them why they are wrong.
We're here in Jersey, Atlantic City. Who do you support?
Trump.
I plead the fifth.
Trump for the win.
Tell me why.
I can't really call that right now, but I just feel like she's not good for president. She's good vice, but not for the actual lead role for the country.
Does it have anything to do with being a woman?
No. No, because I feel like women, nah, you're not going to give me that.
Your money's on Harris.
Yeah,
Who do you want?
Trump.
Why don't you like Harris?
She doesn't have any experience.
She's
She
the
was
vice
with
president.
Biden.
She's a senator.
Yeah, no experience. No. She had no experience.
Well, I want Donald Trump. I just feel we need somebody that has a stronger background with the military and the world in general.
She was a prosecutor and an attorney general and a senator and a vice president. You're in a gambling town. Who's your money on?
I'm going to support the Democratic Party, but, I mean, Trump looked like he got it in the bag right now.
Trump or Harris?
Trump.
That's who's going to win.
That's who's going to win.
Truly a facepalm-worthy clip. It's incredible that this is the exact person that retreats to the shell of lived experience for the identity politics he plays, but then dismisses the lived experience of a dozen people telling him their life has gotten worse under a Joe Biden presidency. And this explains why nearly 2/3 of Americans say they have little to no trust at all in the mainstream media. So where is all that trust and attention going instead? It's going to citizen journalists using the digital online media in an organic way to rise up among the people and channel their grievances up top. Over 80% of people today report that their primary way of getting news updates is not on television anymore, but rather their personal digital devices like their smartphones, which you're probably watching on now. And that's what has empowered platforms like X, which has become a dumping ground for uncensored information and the central online platform for political activism and dialogue. That's why I chuckled when Brian Stelter recently said that X users are trying to become the new CNN. No, they're not. They're trying to become anything but CNN because they're going in the opposite direction of the scripted, mass-produced, and concocted propaganda that they've been served for far too long. And perhaps it's this shift that has led to networks like CNN and MSNBC losing over half of their viewership after the election. If you look at the last decade, it's not hard to see that the erosion or trust in their own making, and along with it, the rise of alternative media.
When you're saying, like, you try to find the compassionate way of looking at Kamala Harris.
I try to find that with everybody, man. As like an exercise that I've been doing more and more over the last few years. I try to push it all day long.
Yeah.
There's so many things to get upset about, but there's so many good things in the world too. And we can't fall into we're not designed to soak up 8 billion people worth of bad news. We're just not designed that way.
That's right.
And if you suck all that stuff in, you're going to have a lot of negativity in your life. And it's not about forgiving people for, like, even like CNN people that are spitting out propaganda. Like, your demise is self-created. You will be punished by your own doings. The world has responded.
Joe really hit the nail on the head with that. I think with this election, the mainstream media has faced the final nail in the coffin because it has even lost the ability to be an effective communication channel, much less a mass opinion maker. But let me know in the comments how you make sense of all this, because the next 4 years are going to decide whether the mainstream media is able to make a comeback or finally become part of the history books.